The House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1, in the name of Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister. Does he have confidence in the Minister for Building and Housing, given the falling rate of home ownership, especially among young people?
The right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, yes. As I noted in the House previously, New Zealand's home ownership rates peaked in the late 1980s, early 1990s. So this is a long-term trend under successive governments. It's also in line with what happened and has happened in many other countries. The government is taking a number of steps to help first home buyers, including the expanded $435 million KiwiSaver Home Start grants and getting more houses built faster.
Supplementary question. Andrew Little.
Why is his government allowing young families to be shut out of home ownership while speculators make millions from land banking?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I suspect speculators have always been involved in the markets and various times made money. The government isn't stopping young people from being involved in houses. That's what the $435 million expanded home ownership program is about. And we know that around about, I think, 90,000 people will benefit from that.
Supplementary question. Andrew Little.
Why, despite years of his government promising solutions, are 328 properties currently being promoted on Trade Me as land banking investments?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, firstly, they will be private properties that people own, and they've made their own call. They've made their own call actually in that world to allow them to decide what they want to do with it. But it's worth putting a bit of perspective in. In Auckland alone last year, nearly 32,000 properties were sold. If a small number of people believe they think they should land bank it, well, that's their own personal choice.
Supplementary question. Andrew Little.
Why do just 1 in 5 young families own their own home in Takanini, while in the same suburb a land banker is advertising a 2-hectare section for $4.5 million, a $2 million increase on what they paid for it just a year ago?
Mr Speaker, there will be a variety of reasons why people do that, but the issue isn't whether 1 or 2 people decide they want to hold a property and sell it to someone else. The question is whether others get an opportunity to do that. One of the ways they can do that is actually through the government having a strong fiscal plan and managing the government's resources and finance as well. One of the ways we've seen that is that interest rates under National government's leadership have halved. They are now 5.4%. So for a family with a $300,000 floating mortgage rate, they are saving nearly $16,000 a year. That is a huge amount under this government.
Supplementary question. Andrew Little.
Does he agree with Harry Watton that, quotes, "It's the Kiwi dream to own your bit of dirt. It's almost beyond the reach of people in Auckland. It's getting more and more difficult to buy in Tauranga and Hamilton. It's getting beyond the ridiculous." And if he doesn't agree, why?
The
Speaker,
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
No, I accept that it has some challenges, but as I said earlier, interest rates are half what they were. So if we were under Labor, with those people paying $16,000 after tax more, that would be an issue. Simply point out that in the last 12 months alone, 37% of all sales in Auckland, 11,842 properties, were under the rate at which KiwiSaver Home Start provides support.
Supplementary question. Andrew Little.
When speculators are making a fortune out of tying up land that is desperately needed for houses, isn't it time to adopt Labor's comprehensive housing plan, which includes cracking down on speculators by taxing them when they flick houses on within 5 years, abolishing Auckland's urban growth limit and banning offshore buyers?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, no, and the only thing comprehensive was King Tuhatia's view that the Labor Party's toast.
Order. Order. Question number 2.